Good morning, it's Tuesday the 26th of February, it's just 11:34. Long time no see. This is my first trip out in about 5 weeks due to being in hospital, as you know, but I'm not going to bang on about that. Anyway, I feel I'm well enough to venture out for an hour or two now, so I've come down to a little place called Barby Banks fishery. And it's really more of a match fishery. There's quite good weights of small carp and stillwater barbel and roach and other silverfish in here. So I've come down here for a go today because I'm not quite up to going carp fishing yet or making long walks along the riverbank. So it's a little bit of a test run really, hence why I'm sitting nice and comfortably on this seat, because I need to. Anyway, today I've got 2 rigs with me. I've already plumbed up and set up, and what I've got is I've got full close in, I've got my little centre pin on an 11-foot rod, I've got a 3-pound hook link, a small pole float, 3 gram, and I've split the shot up on that so I can move them up and down, and I'm going to fish tight in to either side of me with that. And then the other rig is a 2 number 1 antenna float, bulked around the base of the float, and then I've split some shot up down the line. I've got it in a bulk at the moment and I've got one down towards the hook. I'm probably going to move the shot up shortly once I've got fishing, and the plan is to fish out in the middle, and a little bit later on throughout the day I'm going to keep feeding across to the far margin as well, and I'll have a go across to the far margin. Anyway, that's the plan of attack. I spoke to the owner when I arrived here. Asked permission to film first, as I usually do, and I also asked permission if I could use a keep net. The water doesn't allow the use of keep nets except in matches, but I've asked if I could use one just to retain a few fish to show at the end of the day. I haven't put the keep net in yet, but if I start getting a few fish I may well do later. Anyway, I'm going to make a start and get going. So I'll start feeding both lines, and for baits today I've got casters which I've already put in water, and I'm going to fish those down on the inside here. I've got bronze maggots with me to fish out in the middle, and I've also got some soft hooker pellets which I'll try throughout the day, and I'll be flicking those and a few of the casters across to the far side as well. Anyway, we'll start by putting a little bit of bait in and keep all of the swims fed. I'll start off with about half a dozen casters across to the far side. I'm going to put a few just down here, right in at the edge, and then I can throw these out into the middle. I don't need to catapult bronze maggots out to the middle. And I'm going to keep those fed, all those lines fed right throughout the day, and see if I can pick fish up. I'm told that there's quite a few of the carp inhabit this area, but it's early in the year yet, so I don't know what it will fish like at all. But there's quite a number of silverfish. I'm sure there's some stillwater barbel in here, but I don't know if there's any tench or anything. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we'll give it a go, see what we get. I'm going to start out in the middle first of all, and I'll rotate between the lines throughout the day. I've also got some ground bait with me as well, and I might mix up a little bit of ground bait a little bit later on and try a little bit of ground bait. So I'm on a size 14, give myself a fighting chance, because as I said, there are carp in here. And really and truly, I'm just flicking it out to there. Miss that. I'm fishing just over depth in the middle by about an inch, and on the inside I'm fishing at dead depth. It'll probably take a little while to get the swim going. Oh, the sun's strong. It's actually burning my leg this side. There we are, there's our first fish. Blimey, it's a little gudgeon by the looks of it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I won't put him in the keep now. Oop. I've just had the first silverfish, just had a small roach just then, so perhaps there's a few fish starting to come now. They tell me I should catch carp round here, but I didn't specifically come for that. I just came out for a few hours out to enjoy myself. That was the most important, because I've been locked away for so long. It's very frosty this morning though, so damn, missed it. Very frosty this morning, so I knew that it would be a slow sort of start over here today. And it was frosty yesterday as well. Getting rather quick bites on the drop. Too quick for me. Probably would have been better off with a much smaller hook and finer hook length for the silverfish, but then again I don't want to be catching and losing carp. Oh, that's a bit of a touch. And well, very, very finicky bites. They're not sail away. Oh. Work my way in a little bit closer. Keep feeding these other spots down here. It'd be a good place for fishing a pole over here, I should imagine. But it's not a canal, there's no tow, so I should have just as much control. So another gudgeon, 2 gudgeon and a silver and a roach. I might go to a smaller size on the hook in a moment. Well, I've put the keep net in because I've started to get a few silverfish now, and a few more gudgeon I've had, quite a monster gudgeon, but I'll put the silverfish in the keep net. As I said, I did ask permission, but I shan't put any of the carp in there, obviously. Carp don't go very well in keep nets. I know the match keep nets do, but keep feeding these other couple of swims. I'm in the deepest part of the water at the moment. It slopes away and then slopes up, as you would expect. But it's an absolute beautiful day. Really, it's just about getting out and having a bit of fun today. Wasn't any good me trying to do fish for something else today, because I can't cast very far and probably couldn't hold a 20-pound carp up if I caught one, so There we are. Oh, you off? I'm sure something bigger will show up shortly, once it warms up this afternoon. I've no idea how the water's been fishing at all, and this is my first trip here. I've never ever come here. I passed it on the way back from the hospital the other day and I thought I'd give it a bit of a try. Looked at a lot of other waters over the weekend and they were very patchy. There's a few tench had been caught down at Napton. Supposedly last week, but when I spoke to people on the weekend there was only one roach caught. And called in at Boddington, nobody had caught anything. And I called in at Stockton and a couple of people had caught carp and the majority hadn't. They'd only caught 2 or 3. So I thought a bit of fun would be best. I know there's some good match weights get recorded down here, you know, £100 plus, and it's mainly small carp that seem to make up the bulk of that. F1s, I should imagine, but might be a bit early for those. Can't get over how delicate the bites are. There's one. Tiny skimmer. As I said, I'll put a few in the net just so that at the end you can have a look. I shan't put everything in the net. There's one. That's better. So a nicer size roach. As a matter of fact, I think I will just net that. Oh well, at least we've got one or two to look at the end. Keep dribbling in the feed. That's better. I've just hooked one of the carp at last, the little carp that are in here. There's much bigger ones than this, but it's mainly made up of these little ones for the matchman. And I was most surprised that I hadn't had anything up to now, so a little disappointed, because obviously, oh, it's wriggly and all. Oh, when I can get a hold of him, because he's super slippy. Oh, still, you little perisher. And I can get him unhooked. Trust you to have taken it down. Come on. Almost. Right. He really is trying to flip. He's not happy about being caught at all. But if yeah, there he is. Cute little things, aren't they? Carp in miniature. I'm not going to let go of him because he will try and get away. Still, that's the first one. I'll have a look at him at the end. When he's had a sulk and calm down a bit. Pristine little fish though. Credit to the fishery, I've not had anything that's looked horrible. I expect any match anglers or pleasure fishermen with a pole would have knocked me into a cocked hat as regards the fishing today, but I've enjoyed myself, that's the main thing. Been a fun couple of hours. I didn't bring a pole because I didn't fancy shipping it back for small fish after small fish after small fish. But lovely size, some of these. I think we can just risk swinging that one. I know, I said it was going to be the last fish. But I haven't been out for 5 weeks. And I'm having great fun. Haha, skimmer. Yeah, I should imagine if I have silverfish matches here in the winter, it's really good. There we go. Not bad for a few hours fishing. Just the one little carp, as you can see here. I've had quite a few skimmers, loads of roach, lots of gudgeon. I'm sure if I stayed all day I'd get an awful lot more. I didn't put everything in here. I expect you could amass quite easily probably 6 to 10 pounds of fish in a day on the silvers, and obviously a lot more on the carp. But it's been a great few hours out, and just what the doctor ordered, because I really did need to get out. Anyway, I'm going to put these back now and I'm going to get away. But they're on Facebook, Barby Banks Fishery. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I spoke to the owner, as I said at the start, and asked if I could film down here and if I could use a keep net just to show a few fish, because they only allow keep nets in matches. And he said yes, so as he's been kind enough to do that, I'll give them a mention. Anyway, I'm going to put these back and I'm going to make my way home. Once again, thank you ever so much for watching, and until the next time, all the best with your angling.